Is it time to buy stocks? Yes, we're here now. I guess a lot of you have been waiting for this video. So in this video, I'll be doing a full multi-time frame technical analysis on Nasdaq and S&P 500, which are stock indices. So for those that don't know what stock indices are, instead of looking at individual stocks like Apple, we'll look at them as a group, and we'll look at Nasdaq and S&P 500. I'll explain further what these are as we go on with the video. So let's get into it. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm a forex analyst and trader, and I share free educational content to help grow the community. So I suggest you smash that subscribe button so that you don't miss out. So what is Nasdaq? Nasdaq is an electronic stock exchange where investors can buy and sell stocks on an automatic computer network. It's an American stock exchange located at the One Liberty Plaza in the New York City. So instead of looking at stock indices, like I said, one like Apple, Microsoft, Intel, and Google, we're going to look at them as a group. It's almost the same as S&P 500, whereas S&P is an index that measures the stock performance of 500 large companies listed on the stock exchange in the United States. So both of them are in the United States, and people choose whether to trade NAS or S&P. Some trade both. They're one and almost the same thing, and they provide the same market structure. So you are going to see as we go deeper into the video. So let's get into the charts and I explain further. So first things first, we're on the monthly time frame now. So this month, it shows that last month in September we had the bearish move to the downside. I explained in my other videos why I caught this sell. Now we're going to see if we can see some potential buy setups, and others benefited and we entered small position, and let's see what we can expect next. So on the monthly time frame, we see that we had a pullback here, then the correction, then impulse. So this might have just been a correction or the start of a new bearish trend. So let's dig deeper to the weekly and see what happened. So Nasdaq has always been in a bullish trend, as you can see from back in time 204. It's been in a bullish trend, and as we all know, stocks always appreciate and they gain value. They might retrace here and there, but overall the way Apple was back then and what it is now, it's just gaining. The way Facebook is and all these, it's just gaining. So that's one example. Just look at how Tesla's moved. So we can see this is Nasdaq's all-time high. We can mark that there. So we dig deeper to the weekly. So here we say this was a very critical level. We can mark it out. If you want, you can get a line chart there. You say this was a important it found some important resistance there. Then we can see this now it came back, this now became support, and 3 weeks ago it tested this level. The candle failed to close below this level, so we can see that it failed to go below this level and it found support. So what can we see next? So this is what I see on the weekly. So let's dig deeper to the daily. This is where we'll break it down and see what has been happening now. So first things first, we drop down, we just zoom out. So this is the same level I was looking at. You can just mark it out if you want with a zone, since it's not specifically aligned. So we can do that. So this is an important zone for us to be looking at what would have happened there. So I also see this trend line here. We just have to draw levels where it was finding support or resistance. It's not exact, it's not the cleanest others might draw it. It's just draw where price is finding support or resistance. So at this level, when we dig deeper into smaller time frame, we're going to see price made more of a double bottom. There was a channel it was respecting here. It was this level. Price was moving in this trend, then it now broke out. Retested. Now it's going up. Then there's this level we can see here. Price was failing to break above this zone for weeks. Now this recent week it just broke above it. But there's also another critical level I'm seeing here. price went up, then we tested, then went up again. So this is where we are now, especially where the candle failed to close below. So this is also another important level, 11,938. You can just take note of it. So if we dig deeper to smaller time frame, then there was also some support here. Then if we dig deeper, we go to the H4. The H4. This is where things get interesting now. This is where things get interesting now. You see that? So we can see when price reached this critical level that I highlighted on the weekly, it made more like a double bottom, which is more of a W pattern. It's not the cleanest, but so long we know what it means. You know, price came there, tested this level, rejected, then went to test that resistance, then came back again to test this level, then went up. You know, that's a double bottom, which indicates a reversal pattern, and we're at a critical level. And we know Nasdaq has always been in a bullish trend since back in time, so it's better actually to buy it and sell it. Though you can cut some good profits like I did in the past months if you're selling, or whichever way you like. So now we can see that price has started making higher highs because it came here, it made this impulse move, corrected, failed to break this resistance, but came back down here. It's failed to break below this support. Now it's broken above this resistance. It's been holding for some time now. So what can we expect now? You know, trading is all about being reactive, because already you know we're making high highs, so the higher probabilities is buying. And let's just see if we can find another trend line, zoom out, where price is finding supporting it from going down. Yeah, so let me just zoom out. So we're going to see this line. Yeah, so the price is fine and supporting. So long we don't break out of this line, I personally think we're still going to the upside. This was just a retracement, and what we can expect now is for price to hit this level, depending on how much volatility will be there, or how much momentum and how much the investors are buying and all those things. It can easily break through this level, or from here maybe it can find resistance and come back, test this level. Two things can happen here. It can either break that trend line also, or then continue to the upside and make another higher high. Or we just have to be reactive, because this we're going to the end of the year, and the way the monthly candle also closed, it might start selling at some point, or we just continue bullish. So trading is all about being reactive. We just have to monitor from here. If you're taking buys here, you're still safe. You can hold till that level or this level here. There's also a minor zone I'm seeing here. There's also a minor zone I'm seeing here where price closed. Yeah, just here. There's a minor support zone. So from there, it can retest, come back here, then continue. So if you are buys from here, which is a good thing. So the next point to look at, we have to wait for a next retracement, then we continue the ride up. But if it just comes and rejects these areas I've pointed out, even this area here, this area here, so these are very critical. You know, with NAS, you just have to monitor how price reacts at certain levels. This is also another area to look at, how price reacts, and also this all-time high. It can make a higher high and break above this zone. We can't predict the future, you know. We just have to be reactive to what happens. So this is what I'm seeing on Nasdaq. I hope my explanation is clear. And if we do break back below this zone, then we're still riding the sales. If it price does from here, maybe it comes back here, then retest this level, then we're going down now. Then we just have to wait and see if we can take opportunity to buy again. But we just have to monitor NAS at certain critical levels or key levels or support and resistance zones. So that's my take on Nasdaq. Let's go to S&P 500 or SP. So like I said, S&P 500 and Nasdaq, they're almost one and the same thing. You can choose if you want to go with Nasdaq. I know majority of the traders prefer Nasdaq to S&P. Sometimes it's got better structure than S&P, but they both tell the same story, you know, because they're both indices and they all just show how companies are performing. So some of the companies that are in Nasdaq are also under US 500 or S&P 500. So it's called US 500 also. So one of the things. So as we can see here, it made a move to the downside. So we can see this was a very critical level. Put the line chart there. This was where the candle closed here. So we can just mark out that level. Yeah. So then we mark out the all-time high so that we know where we're going or where it rejected. Yeah. So as you can see, this candle just came to, you know, when price breaks above the zone, it always come and retest it, then continue up. So we can see this monthly candle, it failed to close below, just more like tested this level, then made a push to the upside. We can see this month is already trying to close above this month. So let's go to the weekly just to dig in deeper. So as we can see, just to clean up this level. So these levels are really important. As you can see on the weekly time frame, price tested this level, failed to break, tested, failed to break. Now it broke above. It didn't come for a retest. Now it came for a retest. Now it's shifting away from it, and we can see, actually, you've seen why I said sometimes find better structure on S&P than Nasdaq or vice versa. So here I'm seeing actually more clear structure than Nasdaq on my point of view. I don't know, it can vary depending on how you analyze this level with a line or with a zone. With this, let me just clean it up. Yeah. So this is what I'm seeing on the weekly. So let's dig deeper to the daily. This is where we'll dig deeper and see what story is being told. So we can see, we zoom out. We always zoom out just to see what's happening. Is there a trend line where it was finding support? I can't see any clean one, but I can see something. Yeah. So there's also this minor zone here. You can just what can we see here? Yeah, price was finding support there, and there was a minor. It's not the cleanest, but it's long on the. Yeah, that I'm actually seeing. This is what we call an inverse heads and shoulder pattern, which is a reversal pattern. Remember on the Nasdaq we saw a W pattern, and here we saw an inverse heads and shoulders pattern, and both of them tell the same story but just different ways, because both of them are reversal patterns, you know. So this is what I'm seeing on S&P 500, and if you zoom out any critical zones that it's broken above, there's this zone here. Then there's also a zone here where it found somewhere here where it found some resistance. So what can we expect here? So long price keeps is above this zone, but we're still bullish, you know. We can test that level, retrace, but if it's got too much momentum, sometimes it won't retrace, it will just continue. Test this level, then continue bullish to this level. So actually even though trading is being reactive and seeing what the market, the higher probability from my technical analysis, I'm seeing more buys than sales at the moment because of the patterns that we're seeing here, and how price is still making higher highs, and just looking at the structure per se. But things might change. There might be some fundamental news that can come, you know. Like I said, this is the third quarter. A lot's been happening. Donald Trump getting sick here and there. stocks not being stable and all that, we can expect some breaking news regarding COVID, or we enter a third whatever, so we just have to be reactive and monitor what the price is. So those that took buys there, I'm sure they're in profit now, and yeah, because price is still making higher highs. So this is my anticipation on S&P 500. But if price does reject these zones that I've marked out and starts going down, or I get any confirmation to show that we're now going bearish, then we'll have to take sell. But there are probabilities to the upside unless I'm not seeing anything. So just a quick recap, just in conclusion of what I've talked about. So Nasdaq, on Nasdaq, was seeing the higher chance to go higher to these zones that are marked out. But if anything happens at these zones that are pointed out, then we can take opportunity to take some minor sales. But there are probabilities buys because of the patterns that we've seen here. Here we've got a double bottom, which is a W pattern, which indicates a reversal pattern, and it actually found a lot of support. This was the best time to take a buy. I did take minor positions. I'm just waiting to scale in more positions. And for US 500, there's no way S&P would be bearish and Nasdaq is okay at times, but most of them, they act the same way. They're a bit different with Dow Jones, but I won't talk about that in this video because that's for another topic. And I hope my explanation was clear, and we've actually come to this end of the video. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help the support of the creation of more educational content. And yeah, it's bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.